So today, guys, we are going to be finding the culprit of who is ruining multiplayer gaming. Some say creators, some say sweats, others say esports pros. But before you pick a side, just stick with me to the end, because I think a lot of people are missing the bigger picture here. When you look at it, back in the day, we didn't have an ecosystem that we can just go to find out how to improve or the best weapons to use or anything like that. Back in the 2000s, people were not concerned with metas or being the best. They just wanted an immersive experience to get lost in. However, there were very niche forums for people who did enjoy the more sweaty affairs, but it was just not so readily available. You had to search for it. I feel like these days with YouTube and streaming, it gives people an easier way to get as good as a streamer because they see the blueprint on how to improve. So then, people take two routes. They either take the time to get better or they just soft aim cheat their way into relevancy. But I feel the overall mindset shift of people these days versus the gamers of yesteryear is way different, because people go into it with the mindset now that they want to get good enough to where they could post content or they can make it into one of these esports leagues. So you have more people in general gaming. It's like you have to think, if the casual fan base has grown, people that are actually willing to put in time to get better at things, even if it is a small amount, has also grown. So they're willing to put in time to get better. So you have to factor in those people as well, since gaming has grown so much over the years. So I feel like there's more people that's willing to, be a sweat as well as casuals. Another reason I think it's the combination of the three is because when money starts getting involved, all bets are off. Whether people begin to cheat in video games or whether people just start putting in serious time to improve because they see the potential in themselves to become esports professionals or some sort of internet personality. If you ever played games with friends or random trash talkers for money, it becomes a different game. Everything is analyzed with a more precise level of attention. It's like the NBA. Once the NBA team seen the Golden State Warriors win and it's possible to shoot a large number of threes and win, a lot of teams, whether they had the personnel or not, chose to shoot more threes. So I say all that to say this: once money and notoriety become a part of gaming culture and encourage people to get good and build an audience because they've seen the heights of being a recognizable figure, like being able to sway opinions and influence different aspects of the games they play, whether that be with balance suggestions or modes. It's the influence that people crave because people always want to feel like they matter. When people actively listen and look for your opinion for any reason, it makes us as humans feel valid and useful. And I know, that's something that, people talk about, but they don't go deep enough within that topic. And I'm not saying that you have to be some type of psychologist major or anything like that, but it's just simply knowing human nature. Not to get too off topic, but the same way that big gaming companies study our patterns as consumers and the natures of our beings enough to manipulate us into purchasing their precious microtransactions, the same way these big game companies do, like 2K and Call of Duty. It's just something to think about, and just a different perspective, you could say, on this whole esports gamer ruining the fun of games. One thing that I do realize is some people just like to sweat on the game as well. That is also an applicable playstyle, but for people like that, they have ranked modes, so I suggest you guys start using them. So ultimately, the culprit is all three. It's just the nature of the times we're in, where people want and crave attention and will do anything to get said attention. Like I said, whether that is sweat on a video game or cheat, but they want some type of influence and to feel valued. So ultimately, culprit is all three, and it really just comes down to the nature of the times we're in. People want attention, people want to feel valued, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get there, whether that's grinding or cheating. That's just the reality of it. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. If you agree with me, drop a comment. If you don't, I genuinely want to know why. Share your perspective, share some insight I may have missed, and the next video will be about SBMM. Subscribe so you don't miss that one. I'm out.